What are some dumb purchases you made? Lifetime mega video subscription. It was shut down shortly after for copyright infringement. Well, you get what you paid for. It was just that it was for mega videos lifetime, not yours. I once spent $15 on a Postmates order for ice cream. Reminds me of when I ordered pizza because I wanted a soda. When I was 17, had unknowingly saved up a lot $2,000 from work. I chose to spend this on a double neck guitar. That's the most 17-year-old with unexpected $2,000 to blow purchase ever. I used to buy Starbucks and or lunch for several co-workers multiple times a week. I was in an incredible amount of debt. Yikes. Hopefully they reciprocated. If he was in debt, probably not. Bought $50 worth of Beanie Babies because I thought they'd be worth something. Also bad, buying those plastic tag protectors and an expensive giant case to display said Beanie Babies to keep them in pristine collectible condition. My first time in Germany, I was only there for a few months, so I thought I don't need a PAN card. I'm not here for a full year. Then I spent well over €1,000 on train tickets. The whole time I could have been saving 50% and collecting loyalty points. Bruh, there is no many better ways to approach this. Monthly tickets, half-year tickets, the band card itself, and many other options. Lol. Deciding to go to grad school in 2012, minus 5 years after graduating, for no other reason than I have no clue what to do with my life. Does it serve any purpose in your life now? Not Upi, but I got master's degree as a way to get out of IT, but had no real plans in place for afterwards. I graduated into the 2008 financial crisis and I'm still working in IT. The master degrees has done absolutely nothing for me except cost me student loan payments. I traded rather rare volume into a local used bookstore because I had two of them. Then went back to the bookstore a month later and excitedly bought my own book back because it was rare and I didn't think I owned it. I like to think the same employee that received it from you also sold it to you and was profoundly confused. So many unnecessary things early on in college. It was the first time I had some kind of income from working a part-time job, so I thought it was absolutely necessary to buy all my textbooks instead of renting them or finding them online for free. I also spent a duck ton on dorm room stuff, which hardly anyone was going to see or care about since the dorms came furnished anyway. Lessons learned. I definitely pass on that advice to anyone going into college in the US. Bought a onesie for my grade 10. Don't know why I bought it, but I think he liked it. So I have this cat that constantly dressed up in stupid shit. And I know that people judge me for it. But in reality, I figured one day that maybe he was constantly biting and scratching me because he was cold. Turns out I was right, and if he doesn't have a sweater on, he just goes right back to being an asshole. All in all, I would say you made the right choice, and now I no longer judge anyone with any animal in any sort of ridiculous attire because I would rather have someone think I'm a crazy cat lady than be covered in scratches and bite marks. Airplane Wi Fi, so I could be browsing AskReddit right now. I bought a faceless doll to scare people. Turns out I was the most scared one. I commissioned an artist to paint a portrait of my then girlfriend's dying pet rat. She had told me her rat was about to die a month before I got it. By the time it was ready, the relationship had ended and I didn't know what to do with it. I paid 90 for it and it was absolutely worth the price. Artist did an amazing job. I just didn't have anyone to give it to now. I ended up giving it to her anyway. I regret doing that since I probably just made her feel guilty. Thing is, I was fully aware we were about to break up. I just liked her so much and I was totally alone in a new state. I didn't think I was good enough to earn her love, so I tried to buy it. Real dumb. Honestly, if it meant something to her, it wasn't dumb. $400 fish tank lightning. I wasn't carpenter enough to build a hood to mount it. It sits in the basement as a monument of my idiocy. In the past, I convinced my parents to spend $500 for fish stuff. I don't know how they were convinced. I bought an umbrella on a rainy day once from a cheap corner store that seemed like it was a hidden drug operation or something, and it broke that very day. Why would you buy an umbrella? They're free in that little tin can at coffee shops. Gold, cool. Thank you. I'm usually pretty conservative with my spending, but I have bipolar disorder and sometimes when I'm maniac, I go a little nuts with dumb purchases. My two worst are probably a top of the line spin bike which I had never tried before for about $1,000 and I resold for $300 once I was out of the episode. And I also convinced myself to join a hockey league. I spent $1,200 on skates, pads, gloves, stick and helmet. Have never skated and I still haven't. All the gear is in the back of my closet and I cringe whenever I stumble across it. I had accidentally doubled my dose of pain meds right before I went to go see a showing of the film Drive. On my walk home, I ordered a pair of what I thought was the gloves Ryan Gosling's character wears in the film. A week later, I got them in the mail and realized they were 3 sizes too big and an entirely different color. $160 down the toilet. That night, I took my Ambien and apparently decided to try again after staying on the computer after my sleep meds had kicked in. I bought the same pair. I bought the same pair of gloves. I accidentally bought stuff in Clash of Clans twice. I knew a guy in high school who worked at Burger King part-time just to exclusively fuel his Clash of Clans addiction. He legit spent his entire checks on that game. Wonder how he feels about it now. $75 in plants, only to let them die because I forgot about them. There should be like an SPCA for plants. You know, some place you can guiltlessly drop off your mangy neglected plant and after a week of it sitting sadly on display, it gets taken out, back and gassed. There's something similar at stores like Home Depot that gardeners call death row. It's the back-end rack of near-dead plants that are dollar store priced. Take them home and treat them right, and they come back to life in no time. If you want to learn about gardening and plants, it's also a cheap way to do it. I've learned so much reviving dying plants. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.